Hi there, it's Chris Hamilton here with bookkeepingautomation.com and entermyinvoice.com. And what I am going to show is how bookkeepers and accountants can find people within a niche market that they want to go after by using LinkedIn. And in my last post I did, I talked about how the riches are in the niches. And it's totally true. You can't be kind of all things to everyone. If you could focus in on a specific market or a couple of specific markets, that's going to do wonders for your practice. So, what you need to do, you jump into LinkedIn, and across the top here, there's this little button over here beside the search bar. It's a link. It's called Advanced. So, click on that. What that does is that brings up the advanced people search in LinkedIn, and very few people know about this. When I go around and teach LinkedIn to people, it's very rare that people actually know or have used this before. So anyways, what you do is down the first couple of columns here is where you're going to put data. This is premium. If you have a premium account, you can further hone in on your results, but depending on when you watch this is being recorded in mid-January 2017. This ultimately, I believe, is going away in the next couple of months. So anyways, we're going to focus on these first couple of areas here because that's what you get with a free account, and 82% of people on LinkedIn have a free account. So what you want to do, you can start down here with a relationship. So I want to look up dentists that are owners in the Calgary marketplace where I'm based out of. So we're going to go first level connections, second level connections, group connections. I leave third and everyone out because typically I prospect on LinkedIn, and these are the easier ways to get into people. Third and beyond is very tough. But that said, we'll just keep it like this for now. Now, what I want to do is I want to add a location here. So I'm going to go Calgary. It'll populate. And in here, what I want to do is, in fact, instead of putting dentist as a title, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put dentist up here as a keyword. You could also put orthodontist, or if you're going after chiropractor, whatever. But what we want to do is we want to focus on the owners. So then what we do is set this to current. So what I've done is I've gone through, I've got relationships here for the first level connections, people I'm directly connected to. Second level connections, where I'm connected to someone that's connected to them. And if I'm part of a group and this person's a group member, they'll show up as well. They could be a first level, second level, and then actually to some extent, they could be a third level connection. And I've got the location here. I've put in dentist up here as a keyword and owner down here, and I hit search. And there we go. I've got 48 people that are dentists that I could approach via LinkedIn. And one of the ways I would do it is, let's take a look at Jeanne here, or Jean, I guess is her name. I've got 10 shared connections. So if I click on here, I could take a look and see if there's anyone here that I know that I could get connected through. So Patty, yes, and Brandy I could use. If there's no one in that group, if there's any more, then you click on shared down here, and I can go through and see if there's anyone else in this area that I could use to get an introduction into her. And absolutely there is. There's my buddy Michael Permack, and also Sean Patterson could introduce me in here. And then I just asked for an introduction. Hey, do you know Jean or Jan, or however you pronounce her name? If so, would you be happy to introduce me? And then what I do is just write a little blurb that they could send off to that person to do an introduction. So that's kind of one of the ways that you can use this advanced search. So I'm going to go back in. I'm going to show you another way if you're targeting specific industries. So if you're going to target specific industries, once again, we're going to use these first two columns. So I'm going to go first level connection, second level connection, group members. I've got my location. Once again, I'm going to use Calgary as a location. And then what I want to do in this case is I want to put in a title, which is a owner, capital O-R, and president. So what I'm doing is this capital O-R is what they call a LinkedIn modifier. There's 5 search tactics, advanced search tactics you can use on LinkedIn. And one is quotations, brackets, and, or, and not. So those are the 5 right there. I'm not going to go into details on those. But just trust me on this one. If you're going to search, it'll look for anyone that's a president or a owner of a company. Make sure this is set to current. And then what I want to do is I want to go down here into industries. And let's take a look at someone in the construction industry, for example. So what I can do is go down here into construction. There's also building materials. If I really wanted to add it, I could search through this list. There's about 147 different industries listed in here. But let's just keep with construction for now. So I'm looking for anyone who's an owner or president in the construction industry in Calgary that's a first, second, or group level connection to me. Now, what I want to do is hit search. So I hit search, and wow, it brings up a huge result here. So it brings back 2,378 people. Now, what I would do here is if I want to kind of funnel those results down a bit, I could go back into the advanced search. But here's another thing that's really cool on LinkedIn is down here, go in here, hit in the location located anywhere near me, pick where you are. So we're in Canada, and I'm going to go Canada. And then what I want to do is I'll pick my postal code right by my house, D3H5H3. And then you can search within a certain distance. So if the results are too big or too small, you can expand them or shrink them. I'm going to shrink it a little bit here now. Let's go search and see what comes back. Perfect. Okay, it brings back, literally not quite half, but about 60% of the results. So that's a more manageable list that I could be going after. Now, here's what I would do. If I were searching in here as well, I would just go through, and I have 22 first level connections. So if you want to deselect these groups and first level connections, it's going to bring anyone up who's in a first level, who's in the construction industry. These are people that I call low-hanging fruit. These are the people that you go talk to directly about doing their bookkeeping for them, or doing their accounting for them, or whatever service you want to put through for these people. But these are the people that I would approach first. Then on top of it, when I'm talking to these people, what I do is say, hey, look, if you don't need my service, now that you know that I do bookkeeping, whatever it is, do you know anyone? Do you have anyone? Or on top of it, what I would do is, for example, let's take a look at my buddy Kyle Lumsden here. I could probably go into his account and see if there's anyone in there that we could search on. And how you do that is you go down to his connections, and unfortunately it's not set up that way, but it's pretty simple. I'm just going to poke around and try to find a couple of people where this may be set up. I'll look at John Wheeler and see what his account looks like, and so I can look at all of his contacts. So if I really wanted to search, I could just look in here and see if he has any owners as well. I hit search, 52 results come back. I just go in here, and if I'm friends enough with John, and I am, I could ask John if there's anyone in here and say, hey, look, I noticed that you're connected to Gordo or Teya or all these different people. Can you make an introduction there for me? So anyways, that's how you can leverage LinkedIn and the advanced search to find certain and specific people in your niche market. So hopefully that information is valuable. And if you want to reach out to me, you can reach me at chris.henry